Hello, my name is Alaa from Okan University, first semester, master in Department of Architecture. Eco buildings for disabled people. The abstract, the project talks about designing sustainable building that take into account the needs of the disabled people in Jordan, that do not contain any building designed for disabled people due to the financial cost and poor economy. Therefore, buildings will be designed for the disabled people by using efficient, sustainable design. A set of examples of buildings designed for the disabled people in various parts of the world have been studied and analyzed to come up with pros and cons. Then, the project site was chosen in Amman al-Wabda in Jordan, as it is a vital site and contains good public services, and the site area is 4,000 meters square. The project was designed based on the strength of the site and the rules of sustainable applied through the sustainability programs. Introduction: a person may suffer from birth or during the stages of his life from disability, which has negative consequences that limit his ability to meet his personal needs, especially in his home, which may cause physical and social, educational, economic, and professional problems, which in turn may lead to an imbalance in the jobs and social rules expected of him. The lack of an appropriate design environment in modern housing that is compatible with the activities of disabled people, and this lead to the failure of families to meet their psychological, behavioral, and physical needs. Technical requirement and standard for people with special needs. The problem of people with special needs is movement and move from one place to another, as it depends in most cases on assistive devices such as wheelchairs, pillows, so that the disabled can do. We designed for humans and for the sake of man. The stages of his life and the circumstances he may go through. Accordingly, the search was for plans and principles that take into account disabled people capability in the design of the buildings that we occupy at every moment. We have to work together to improve five key outcomes for disabled people: be healthy, stay safe, enjoy and achieve, make a positive contribution, and achieve economic well-being. Here we have the definitions. The first one is special educational needs. It's mean a child has a learning difficulty which calls for special educational provisions to be made for him or her. The second one is the meaning of disability. Disability person is someone who has a physical or mental impairment which has substantial and long-term adverse effect on his or her ability to carry out normal day-to-day activities. Then we go to the types of people with special needs. There are four types. The first one is the physical. They have the disability on their physical parts in the body. The second one is developmental, it's like dyslexia. The second one is behavior or emotional. The fourth one is sensory. Case study. The first case study is day center and housing for disabled people. It's in Italy. The pros for this project is respecting the environment and being in line with the site. And also, it has inexpensive and successful construction system with a easy vertical and horizontal movement inside the building and with the possibility to change the interior design easily, especially with the design standard for the disabled people that applied in the design of the interior and exterior spaces. It's a failure to apply sustainability rules in interior and exterior design. Some places inside the building suffering from lack of lighting and ventilation, the high cost of the project, and in the end, he didn't use the surrounding land in the site to serve the building as a landscape. Special house for disabled people in Italy. Pros: it respects the plants on the site and its successful agglomeration system in lighting and ventilation, using the rules of sustainability well, and the project was divided in a way that reduced the waste of interior spaces with easy access and movement inside the building. The cons: the lack of privacy for the user from the inside and the outside, exaggeration in the structural system, and a place under the building was left empty on one side with a very low height, which led to the gathering of dirt and animals with the inability to clean the place. LA's homeless and disabled people in Los Angeles. The pros: it's respecting the environment and being in line with the site. He also used the design standard for disabled people in design interior and exterior spaces with easy movement, vertical and horizontal inside the building, possibility to change the interior design easily. Cons: failure to apply sustainability rules in interior and exterior design, and the persons of places suffering from lack of lighting and ventilation, with high construction cost of the project. And he also didn't use the surrounding land in the site to make a landscape serving the building. Sport and fitness center for disabled people. Pros: it is considered one of the most important building designed for the disabled. Use the spaces well. Excellent lighting and ventilation in the building. The proportion of opening in the facades is suitable for the environment and the weather. The cons: lack of respect for the urban environment at the site and difficulty with interior and exterior movement, and he didn't use any sustainable system or standard inside the building, and it has very high cost compared to the similar projects. Center for people with disabilities. Pros: simplicity of the design, implementation, and construction, respecting the urban environment surrounding the project would successfully apply to the rules of sustainability. He used the building material from the site. Cons: the lack of privacy for the users from the inside and the outside, with abundant glass facades and failure to integrate the building with the surrounding land. Urban eco-house. Pros: it uses sustainability rules successfully with respecting the urban environment on the site, and it achieves successful lighting and ventilation, and the building achieves high privacy for the users. The cons: there is a weakness in terms of design for the disabled. It didn't use the disabled standard and abundant materials used in the design of the facade, with a very high cost, and there is some dead corner inside the building. Eco House. The pros: it used sustainability rules successfully with respecting the urban environment on the site, and achieve successful lighting and ventilation. Also, the building achieve high privacy for the users. The cons: its failure to use the building's roof successfully, with a weakness in the design of the land surrounding the building, and failure to place windows on the facades depending on the weather. Thomas Eco House. The pros: it respects the urban environment on the site, achieve successful lighting and ventilation according to use the rules and program of sustainability successfully, with a simple design, uncomplicated, with easy internal and interior movement. The cons: failure to use the building roof successfully, with failure to place windows on facades and depending on the weather, and it has weakness in the design of the land surrounding the building as a landscape. Para Eco House. The pros: it uses sustainability rules and program successfully and respect the urban environment on the site with achieving successful lighting and ventilation, and simple design, uncomplicated, with easy internal and external movement. The architecture prove privacy to the users, and also the cost is low and the building is self-sufficient. The cons: its failure to use the building roof successfully, and he didn't design the land surrounding the building as a landscape for the building. The twin house: the pros: the architectural idea developed successfully, and use of the building roof as a landscape, and with low cost and high privacy to the users, with simple design and uncomplicated internal and external movement, and achieve successful light and ventilation inside the building by using sustainable rules and programs successfully. And he also respect the urban environment on the site, and he use the land area very well. The cons: dangerous climb to the roof of the building through the stairs. Yard house. Pros: it use sustainability rules successfully, respect the urban environment on the site, with achieve successful lighting and ventilation. Simple design, uncomplicated, with easy internal movement. The architecture provide privacy to the user, and the cost is low, and the architectural idea developed successfully by using the surrounding to serve the building as a landscape, and respect the surrounding environmental by using the construction material from the site. The cons: adopting a single facade design and not utilizing the building's surface well. Location: it's in Jordan, Amman, Webb districts, Paris Square, and this is the site here. Um, this is some picture for the site and the view from the site to Old Amman. Here is the view through the site and view from the site, and we have view from the site and view into the site. Main and secondary roads. The site located on two streets. One of them is a main road. It's a two-way, and another one is secondary road. It's a one-way. Uh, they lead to the downtown of Amman, and this is the traffic in the area. It's suffering from it because the narrow of the streets in the area, because it's old district. The accessibility to um, the site located beside Paris Square. It's a landmark in Amman. You can go to the site by walking 1 minute, or by car less than 1 minute. And you can go to the Paris Circle from too many circles or squares in Amman, from third circle or fourth, or even in the Ministry Square. It's need 7 minutes in the car to go to the site, and from the Revolution Square, it will take 12 minutes to go to the site, and from the Queen Alia International Airport to the Paris Square, it will take 40 minutes with car. Utilities. There is many utilities around the site: parking, library, supermarket, restaurant, and dry cleaning, and another supermarket. So it's served, good served. There is three contour line in the site. Everyone rise from the other 5 meters. And the land use, the site is residential. You can build 56 percentage from the land with 6 floors. Uh, and here is solid and void. It's 45 solid in the neighborhood. Noise and pollution, and here we have some noise and pollution beside the site because it's downtown uh, to Amman. It's a center to everyone to go there, so there is too too many people go and walk there, and there's cafes and restaurants. Building heights, there's too many heights to the building surround the site, starting from 1 floor to 6 floor. Site dimension and area, total area for the site is 4,000 meter. Climate, in the winter, uh, wind come from north, and in summer wind come from west. Uh, SWOT analysis. Strength. The site is fully served by all life needs, and the view is good. You can see the whole old Amman in front of the site. Easy of access to the site and movement to and from the site. And the land is located on two streets, um, two important streets in Old Amman. Weaknesses: there is noise and little pollution in the area surrounding the site, and there is traffic due to the little area and the lack of parking spaces in the area. And the final weakness is due to the slopes in the area. The site may be suffer from rainwater problems. Um, the opportunities: the region is witnessed an economic boom, which lead to an increase in the price of land and building in the region. There are plans from the governor in Amman to renew the urban fabric in the area to turn it into a tourist area. The current plan to develop the transportation sector in Amman will include the site, which will lead to uh, greater mobility. Threats: there are will be included within the historical area in Amman, which will prevent the sale or redesign of building in the area. Design process. First one is the program. Um, I have three apartments in the building. Um, A and B and C. A is as 42 meter. Um, I have four apartments, and B with 5 apartments and 19 meter. Apartment C is 150 meter, and there are 6 apartments. Apartment A including kitchen and living room, bedrooms, bathroom, dressing room. Um, Apartment B is including 1 kitchen, 1 living room, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and 1 dressing room. Apartment C is including 1 kitchen, 1 living room, 1 guest room, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and 1 dressing room. And also have a lobby with 119 meters, including reception and waiting area and phone area and services. There is a shops, each one there are 8, each one 20 meter, and restaurant one with 200 meter, and reception 1 to 3 meter. The restaurant include WCM waiting area, dining area, kitchen, storage, and have laundry with 75 meter, and clinic 25 meter, and administration including 1 director office and 3 offices and 1 meeting room and waiting room and secretary office, and maintenance room. I have 5 in the project, and cafe and parking, and there is storage to the building with WC. They are in the buildings. There are 6, and the total area with movement, it's 4,400 meters. Land to building ratio is 3.3 to 1, and floor area ratio is 1.1. Bubble diagram movement within the project will be through central, internal, and external areas, through which it is transmitted to various parts of the building through stairs and elevators. The lobby is the central of an interior project, which will contain the administration and general services for the visitors. Concept and zoning. The concept and zoning will be combined through one axis in order to obtain a design. The basic idea of the project comes from the forces on the site, with the design philosophy of sustainable and design for the discipled in addition to the concept of geometrical shapes. This idea will be combined to obtain a mass suitable for the design, environmental, social, and psychological aspect for the disabled, with the urban fabric on the site and respect for the built environment and the natural environment in the area. There is a forestation area at the site that contains 4 trees that cannot be cut. This area will be considered the first line of the site's forces that cannot be crossed. When conducting a survey for the residents of the area, it was found that the elderly residents of the neighboring building walk from their homes through the site to reach the street, and this is considered a shortcut for the elderly. So the second line of the site's forces will be the shortcut area. 3. One of the strongest site is the best building orientation for the view and the best orientation for the climate. 4. After the strings of the site forces are formed, they will be confirmed using mass. Two masses were placed to emphasize the shortened pedestrian access through the site. 5. The two opposite masses were placed in order to emphasize the tree axis. Then, two masses were placed in order to create an external yard between the blocks to be the center for movement between buildings. Urban plan, it's to show us the site in yellow and Paris Square in blue. We have two way to go to the site by pedestrian, one from the main street and one from the secondary street, and we can go by car from the main street and enter from the garage from the main street to the site. Here shows the Paris in the section 1 shows the Paris Square and the car movement go to the parking in the site and they're located from the site, and we have beside the site public staircase. It leads from the lowest contour to the highest contour. It's a traditional mark in Old Amman. And in section 2 also we show the car movement, road and pedestrian go from up to down to the site from the another road, and also here we see the public staircase and side section with details, and this is the section for the building. We have three details. The first one showing the Mashrabiya wall and how it's affect the building and provided from glare, and how can the people inside the building see outside from this wall. And detail 2 is showing the brick outside the door and the materials, and detail 3 show the structure of the parking and how it's the load come from upside to the arches and it's moved to foundation. Site plan. The site plan is designed according to the building lines. The site consists of 4 contour levels, each level rising from the other 3 meters. The first level contains a garage entrance. The second level contains 2 buildings and an area for the vertical movement. The third level contains 2 buildings and 2 areas for vertical movement and 2 entrances. The first from the street and the second from the public pedestrian stairs, and the fourth level contains 2 buildings. The building contains 5 plans that will be displayed from the lowest level to the highest. First plan, it's contain 4 apartments with an area of 19 square meters. It's contain 2 bedrooms, a bathroom and kitchen and living room, storage area, laundry area, mechanical area, 5 rooms for mechanical area, and room for storage. Second plans contain 4 apartments with an area of 40. It's contain a bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, and living room. An apartment with an area of 19 contains two bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, and living room, and five shops with an area of 25, and the lobby is an area of 119, and the administration are contain a secretary, manager room, and conferences room, and two room for the employee, and clinic, toilet, and restaurant with hall and toilet and kitchen with store. Third plan, it contains four apartment with an area 150. It contains three bedroom, two bathroom, kitchen, living room, and guest room. Fourth plan, it contains two apartment with an area of 150. It contains three bedrooms, two bathrooms, a kitchen, a living room, and guest. And here we have section AA. So it show the stack effect that used in the building and how the مشربية wall and after the windows. And section BB it shows how the مشربية wall provided the building from the sun in the summer and allow it to enter in the winter, and how it's reduced the wind from entering inside the building. And here's the side elevation from the main street. Strategies and calculations. The glass facades were covered with a freestanding wall of red brick containing voids to allow the entry of the low sun in the winter and prevent the entry of the high sun in the summer. The building was directed at an angle of 30 degrees from the south to the west to achieve the best orientation in Amman depending on the climate in the region and in order to reduce the temperature in the summer and increase the temperature in the winter inside the building. The building contains a grey water system that reused grey water inside the building. Bamboo was used in construction in order to have a lower cost and higher efficiency. There is a rainwater collector system in the building where the space between the facade and the freestanding wall contain water collectors that collect water in tank for later use. The freestanding wall will reduce glare inside the building in addition to reduce heat to thermal comfort level, and this is what was calculated using the Ecotect program. Calculations. The first thing is room depth calculation to specify chamber depth, and the second part is heating gain inside every room, and the wall U value, it's independent on the capacity of the material, and the daylight factor inside every room, and The last thing is window to wall ratio. It's decreased because the مشربية wall